YouTube, what's going on? We're back with some more Outriders Worldslayer here for you, running a solo Apocalypse tier 21 Eye of the Storm. Running this with our Pyromancer Lava Lich build. It's overpowered. Really good build. Like the Pyromancer. You know, you guys like what you see here. As always, please give the video a thumbs up, turn on those notifications, sub to the channel. Don't forget to check me on Twitch, do live stream there as well. Enjoy. Alright, we'll end the stream on an Eye of the Storm here. That'll put me over 2 hours. Some shut off. I'll go over the build here too before I hop off. Right, so this is my Pyromancer Lava Lich build. For the weapons, if you want to run just a solo weapon instead of having two for the mobbing and the bossing, I kind of just stick with one. But if you want to trigger the armor pierce, you can take advantage of the no resistance against the fortified, which then stacks into a node for extra 13% explosion damage, which again increases your eruption skill even further, as well as your overheat damage. So it's good to have a synergy, at least have one armor piercing weapon on there, and then a skill life leech and status power would be optimal. But as long as you've got your skill life leech, you know, a crit or an armor, you're good. The main mod is Mage's Rage. You can have any other mod that you really want on here. You just want the Mage's Rage for the 10% anomaly power bonus for 15 seconds, stacking up to 4 times for a 40% anomaly power bonus. That's really the crux of it all. My god roll, I would like to get like a Death Renome Fortress Mage's Rage, or a Firestorm Death Renome Mage's Rage, or a Fortress Mage's Rage Firestorm, something like that. That would be my god roll for my weapons. So we've got work to do on the weapons. And again, the the god roll you would want would be armor, pierce, skill life leech, and status power, and then with a guard tier roll on your mods. What we want is a 3-piece Lava Leech armor set. Head, chest, and pants are the best at a certain point. The problem with that is they roll with anomaly, status, and skill life leech, and what we want is the cooldown reduction. So the global cooldown's at 55 and we're not there yet, so I'll keep, you know, swapping, you know, maybe another set out for more cooldown. Like I might swap another chest out for the legs, because the leg Lava Leech rolls with the cooldown reduction, but we don't have a good pair of Lava Leech. But when it's all said and done, you would want purples on your bottom, where you'd want anomaly, status power, cooldown reduction for your gloves and boots, and then you want the head, chest, and pant Lava Leech because it rolls with the anomaly power, status power, and a skill life leech at the very least. To get into the higher levels, only 2 cooldown reductions will be able to do it, especially with the wildfire node that we have in our packs tree. So again, you want the 3-piece Lava Leech. Again, that the 3-piece bonus that increases damage of eruption by 100% and decreases its cooldown by 30%. Absolutely disgusting. So again, god tier roll, anomaly power, cooldown reduction, status power, that's what we're looking for. So I swapped out again the Lava Leech helmet. I put in the gloves just so I could utilize, you know, the tier 3 mod of Death Sentence. So Death Sentence, great mod, 100% mandatory if you're running the Ash Blast Overheat combo. Again, it increases your weapon damage by 30% or by 40%, and then 30% anomaly damage for skills that are inflicted with the Ash Blast. Increased duration eruption, you want all of the eruption ones that you have except for the ash one. So magma coat mandatory, increased duration mandatory, death sentence mandatory, master consumer mandatory. Again, this is how puts your overheat over the top. It doesn't really do a lot of damage, but as soon as you get the you know, the overheat and you're applying the statuses and then you consume them with the master consumer, yeah, it'll light up the enemies. Giga Blast for the increased skill radius, so that kind of helps the eruption become an AoE damager. Absolutely fantastic. Mandatory. Preservation Shield, we don't really need that. We could use like Power Simulation, Untamed Power. It's kind of like the mods that we're kind of looking for this. Captain Hunter would be a good one. Dum Dum Bullets if you're running AR, just for the straight damage, weapon damage, I guess. Pants improved damage, again mandatory. That's you increase your damage of your eruptions. Pompeii gives you the extra eruption. Super Collider we don't need. Looking to swap that one out again for you know, Anomaly, Echo Arms of Anomaly. We just went over a few of the other tier 3 mods that we want. Super Collider, not necessarily needed. It's a dead mod for me, or underutilized mod. Etna, I'm using it. I'm running the 3 eruptions altogether. You know, you can run 2. I'm running the 3. No resistance against the fortified. Mandatory, again, increases your resistance piercing by your armor piercing value. That's why it's important to have the armor piercing on a weapon with the Mage's Rage, and this will ultimately increase your explosion damage by your resistance piercing value. So the higher your resistance pierce, 30%, by 50% of that is a 15% eruption damage bonus when you get into the skill. So that is nothing to scoff at when it comes down to your eruption skill, and I'm hoping that'll just help me one tap a lot of the bosses, or at least 3 cycle them. So that's why I run the no resistance against the fortified. Ash blast increase range, mandatory as well, increases the range of that. It's fantastic. Circle of power, not necessarily needed. We could swap it out for any of the other tier 3 mods I was talking about. Debris, 100% mandatory. It increases, you know, just the stuff that's being tossed out of your eruption around, increasing the damage around the enemies around you. Fantastic. And then empowerment. That increases my ash blast damage. Again, I can swap that out for something better, but it rolled natively with the boots. It's going to good use. These are the skills that we're running. Again, ash blast overheat. This combo here, again, not for early game, but definitely where we are right now. It's putting in work. I went all bottom tree. I went for the skill cooldown. I think, you know, other people go maybe with another set of mods, maybe with, you know, increase more damage to ash and stuff like that. I always want to spam my skills, so I went up and grabbed the wildfire for an additional 10% cooldown reduction on all my skills. And it's just anomaly power. Again, we've got some, you know, increased damage against marked enemies. Anomaly power, resistance piercing. Again, the resistance piercing, I'll show you, it ties into the Pax tree node. And then you got your gravel. Then I scooted up right up the center, increase, you know, damage against enemies below health. I increased my max health, and then this is another good one, a burn one. So, you know, the minute burn ends, it inflicts ash, and if it's got ash on it, and we've got obviously our overheat, it's gonna do some hurt. But it was really get to this top node, the hot situation. Just by popping my ash blast, I get an extra 45% anomaly power bonus for 45 seconds. So that's why I just scooted right up the bottom tree, just to take advantage of that 45% anomaly damage power node right there. So obviously some good nodes on the way too. So that's the skill tree that I'm rolling with. Pax tree, we went onto the bottom. Nodes for it, again, melting point. Again, it's all ties into resistance piercing, so that's why no resistance against the fortified. I feel synergized as well with armor piercing to help increase your resistance piercing values to take advantage of the damage that you can utilize with it. So increase your resistance piercing by 15% when above 80% health, and by 30% when below. So again, when we're taking damage, it increases our resistance piercing. We were already at 15% there. And then you get the an extra 15% of your resistance piercing value as increased explosive damage. So that's 15% when we looked at the values there, coupled with an additional, you know, 15% value on top of that, which will again increase our explosive damage. So just absolutely stacking on the damage to the eruption. But that's why the no resistance against the fortified node with the armor piercing node on the weapon is important. Convection, awesome node. Again, increases our skill cooldown, reduces skills by 2 seconds when all skills are on cooldown. So as more skills are used, the faster they cool down. And again, backdraft, just a more anomaly power for skills on cooldown. And then trigger sequence, again, 35%, additional 35% explosive damage when activating explosive skills. And we're rocking 2 of them. We've got our overheat and our eruption. So that's essentially the build. Oh, I didn't go over the ascension points. I went for skill cooldown, so I went for my anomaly damage right off the rip, and then I went to the cooldown reduction because again I like to spam my skills. Then I'm gonna go anomaly power, skill leech, resistance piercing, status power. The resistance piercing, you might want to prioritize that over the skill leech. I don't know, but again, the resistance piercing, like I just went over on the Pax tree node, holds value to your eruption damage, so it's not wasted when you go into the eruption tree. And I might do some crit damage, maybe into the armor piercing. I think there's some armor pierce over here. Weapon damage, but a long way to go. Put it to work. Call it a night.
It's the leader of the ferals.
What? But you killed him!
And I'll happily do it again.
Tear him apart, Outriders. For Jakob.
Not quite a million. I didn't have my full anomaly power stacked up. How long has that been out for? I was sitting there for no reason. Oh man. Supposed to flip to my armor pierce weapon. Pretty sure when I switch to this armor pierce weapon on it, all my explosion damage is increased because of the armor piercing value. I'm taking advantage of more of my resistance piercing with the no resistance against the fortified. It doesn't have my best mods, but it helps my eruption and overheat. Try it now and see if it feels better. Oh, that alpha almost had my number right there though. Alright. Let's go kick his ass, you bass.
Yeah, and it talks.
Look at Daru! Look! Gatarum! Ihe matuhum! Hotarak!
Outrider. My vision is getting worse.
You know what's about?
Dar ihe! Packer! Ik matuhum! Kako ik tarik pake!
What I'm seeing, I feel like it's about to happen. We don't have time. You need to end this.
Irak! Krator Irak! Ik matu! Mairu Targakma!
Oh, it wasn't pretty, but we got there in the end. Yeah, that was a top tier strat by aggro, staying near the pillars. Yeah, it
Their
keeps the
leader is
reavers
dead.
off of you just for that
Now.
breath that you need
Janet,
to
do you
cast the
see anything?
spells.
I don't think so. But we're still alive, right? I think you stopped it. What the hell was that? How did they bring him back?
I don't know.
Outrider
But I could
detected.
sense the
Anyways,
soul
that's it.
sequence was trying to break through.
They were packs before they were pharaohs. Even in their primal state, they have a far greater understanding of the anomaly than we do.
We did extinction for now, but I fear the pharaohs will never stop trying.
I feel like once you can clear that solo, that's you're good to go. Your build is good to go. That's like, I feel like that's the trial point. Get through the eye of the storm.